into the German Open 2016. I'm Adam Bobrow, your commentator, and I'm with you live in Berlin, Germany. We're coming into the men's singles semifinals, and this is going to be an exciting one. This is the one that sells out the arena. It's the one where people line up for tickets, and the arena is definitely packed right now. I can see heads all the way up to the last row of the second balcony. It's Ma Long right there, the Dragon, the Man of the Year 2015. Just finished the Year of the Dragon, and we could have back-to-back Years of the Dragon if he continues the performance he's been continuing this tournament. Ma Long, the most unbeatable player on the World Tour last year, only beaten once by fellow teammate Sean Quinn, the number 9 player for the Chinese national team. But there is one man who's been a thorn in the side of Ma Long's career. One man who's been able to stop him when it comes to very important matches, and there he is, Zhang Jike, the world champion 2 times in men's singles. He had 2011 and 2013, also a gold medal in the singles in 2012. And with the Olympics coming up in Rio this year, could be the first male to win 2 gold medals. But again, he's being tested heavily by the Dragon, Ma Long in red. Zhang Jike playing on an injection this tournament. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's definitely going to be a tough battle. Head umpire for this match, David Edwards from England, and from Sweden, our assistant umpire, Benny Sanmo. So it's tough to say who the top 2 players are on the planet right now. Many will argue who's a better player in the long run, Zhang Jike or Ma Long. Right now, there's no question that Ma Long is the man to beat. And you can see how both of these players got here, and the other side of the bracket as well. Ma Long taking down Kai Yoshida yesterday. An impressive performance. Zhang Jike taking down Fang Bo. Little revenge from the World Championships where Fang Bo beat Zhang Jike in the semifinals after beating Xu Xin in the round before. One of the most memorable matches of the last year, Fang Bo versus Ma Long, producing the point of the century. One of the most impressive displays of athleticism, speed, and agility from both sides. Now, for those of you who've been watching this tournament all the way through, Ma Long starting off against Jonathan Groth. Jonathan Groth, a very up-and-coming, impressive player from Denmark, but still against Ma Long, not scoring more than 7 points in any one game. And he had less than 20 points total, averaging less than 5 points a game in a 4-0 sweep by Ma Long. Another 4-0 sweep in the next round for Ma Long versus Koki Niwa. Koki Niwa once took down Ma Long in 2012, the Asian Olympic qualifiers. But since then, it hasn't happened for Koki Niwa. Impressive play, but Ma Long has really found a confidence, I'd say, late 2014 and throughout the year in 2015. Ma Long has worked so hard to be mentally prepared, physically, of course. If you have a chance to watch these players warm up, Ma Long stretching in the practice hall. Some of the stretches that he does seem like yoga positions for professionals. I've tried a few of them before, and they feel quite uncomfortable, to say the least. As far as comfort goes, Zhang Jike, coming in here to Germany, had to go to the doctor on the first day of practice. X-rays of his spine bringing up some questions, showing a lot of curvature and a lot of pain. He had an injection so that he'd be able to play in this tournament. And so far, he's been surviving, playing through the pain, looking quite stiff even in his warm-up right now. But in his last test, in the trials, the Chinese team trials, they were playing best-of-9 format, a 10-person round robin. Zhang Jike beat Ma Long head-to-head. It was an incredible match. Xu Xin was the top player, with some ties all the way around, the player to qualify for the team, the World Championships. But head-to-head, if you look at these 2 players, it's always interesting. Ma Long having a winning record. They've played 13 times on the World Tour, and 9 of them Ma Long won. But a lot of the most important matches still stay with Zhang Jike. This is something Ma Long cannot change. He cannot change the past, but moving forward, if he can win this tournament, defend his title as the German Open champion from last year, come into the Olympics. Oh, we've got Rakadina twerking. Look at that tail feather. Guess it's not really a feather, it's just a giant tail. Rockadino with the racket in his name, the table tennis dinosaur here in Germany. Some fun mascots over the years. So Ma Long seems like a sure bet to be playing in the Olympics, looking for a gold medal. Zhang Jike, some people believe, will rise, will come again, and take back another gold medal after all the dominance on the planet from Ma Long. This is really the one man who's been known to just step in and steal the spotlight. So he's stretching, trying to keep the back loose early on. It's a best-of-7 match. Last time they played in Germany, the finals last year at this tournament went 7 games. And with the strong opening backhand, Zhang Jike still seeing that heavy spin from Ma Long, comfortably blocks it back into play. Not many players more compact yet forceful with their backhand than Ma Long. Early on in the point, Zhang Jike comfortable, but backed off the table into the middle a little bit. It's going to be trouble for him. Beautiful touch on the receive. Zhang Jike leaving it short over the table. Now, as far as the mental game goes, you're doing your best to deal with the present match, but you can't delete the history. Neither of these players forgets their past, and this could make Ma Long less confident than usual. Fast long serve into the backhand. This is the least confident I've seen Ma Long so far this tournament. Seeing a bit of hesitation in his shot. Spin shot goes long, but still a 4-2 lead for Zhang Jike. Zhang Jike, one of 4 men to have a Grand Slam, winning the World Cup, the World Championships, and the Olympic gold medal in consecutive attempts. Short side of the table, Ma Long sees the opening and runs through with the step around forehand attack. There's the snap backhand, a quick move. And it's a fine balance. If he breaks too early, he's going to be smoked out wide to the forehand side. Little change of pace from Zhang Jike. You have to wonder if it's a tactical decision, if it's a question of physical condition. Seems to be tactical so far. Ma Long settling in, scoring 4 points in a row from down 1-4. And after an outstanding recovery from a net ball, Ma Long manages to lose the rally. Zhang Jike very controlled. Bites the net hard right there. Really to get in and get that ball without moving the table, hanging onto the racket. Part of the agility we speak of. And these points are atypical of the tournament you've seen from Ma Long. This is because Zhang Jike's backhand can play it down the line so quickly. Ma Long's hesitant to turn. But a well-placed half-long serve to the middle. Low enough to the net. Zhang Jike, not a lot of opportunity to flip with any power. One thing Zhang Jike has done very successfully so far this match is touch the ball softly on the receive, keep it short. Heavy spin, but it's countered back with side spin from Ma Long to the short side of the table. And look at this ball from below the table, still low to the net and deep. Ma Long stood up a little bit in the back, manages to counter and come over the ball.
Next, 6-7.
And the rivalry continues dead even. 7 points each. Both of these players 27 years old currently. Attempted heavy push. We saw this serve very effectively used yesterday. Ma Long getting a lot of players to push it into the middle of the net. Pendulum serve with subtle contact, but still heavy underspin.
Next, 8-7.
This time a lot of side spin left on it. Zhang Jike trying to play middle backhand. Now the way Ma Long's been playing this tournament, it's going to be a tall order. But Zhang Jike sort of needs to take this first game to slow down the confidence of the man in red. But no such luck. 11-7 in game one after going back and forth and being tied at 7 points each. Ma Long pulls it out the last 4 in a row. Game one to the Dragon. We'll see what happens in game two. It'll be a short break. No coaches in either corner. It's a full-on death match here in the semifinals. Ma Long versus Zhang Jike. Game two just after this.
Beide Spieler ohne Coach, das ist so üblich, wenn Spieler der gleichen Nationen am Tisch sich gegenüberstehen. Darum die Satzpausen dann hier auch entsprechend kurz.
And we're back for game two in the clash of the Titans. Ma Long, the Dragon, starting off with the serve. Love all. And with a 1-0 lead, has a 1-0 lead in game two. Now these points weren't so much trouble for Zhang Jike in game one. The backhands near the table seemed very comfortable, countering the speed and spin from Ma Long. Very unusual points. And he goes right to the hand with the back. Or to the back with the hand, rather. But the backhand in that rally even saw some step around forehands. Well, we've got a diehard Zhang Jike fan in the crowd. Can hear roaring after the point. It just seems like Zhang Jike's body isn't quite up to the task. Even still, without twisting too much, still manages to keep some pace on this ball. Few of those counters would finish the point against most players in the world. Still hanging in there game two at the first towel break. They're split at 3 points each. You have to wonder how many rallies we're going to see forehand to forehand, going wide on the forehand side. In the past, we've seen a lot of counter looping rallies with players stepping around the backhand corner and then chasing down the wide forehands. Well played to the middle, forcing an awkward upright backhand shot from the middle on Zhang Jike's side. Outstanding rally, just missing on the hook and counter forehand from the backhand corner. These are some of the rallies that we're looking forward to. Fishing game. Zhang Jike keeping it deep on the table. Right there, some topspin, a good time to turn around. Has a much more predictable shot from Ma Long after such a deep fishing shot. Forehand flip kill for the winner. In near the table. And you know it's a question of the back. Again, the curvature on the spine, Zhang Jike tends to be very low. Used to seeing his receive the backhand over the table, much like Fan Zhendong's, quite demanding on the body. Despite the wild last shot, that was a lot closer to the receive I was just talking about. Over the table on the forehand side, the banana flip. Just mistimed a little bit early, Zhang Jike. Used to the very fast pace of Ma Long. But again, versatility and agility on Ma Long's side. A little bit more spin on that ball. Now it's still early in the match. Last year it was quite a comeback from Zhang Jike, taking it to the 7th game. I believe was down 1-3. Just missing on the short side with the counter backhand. And this is why I think we haven't seen Ma Long turning the corner too much in the backhand. His fear of this shot landing. It's a very confident, aggressive shot, the counter punch. Well played into the body. And it's 6 game points for Ma Long. Spin shot goes out, and a dominant performance in game 2 from Ma Long. The dominance continues. Again, comeback happened late in the match last year. We'll see if physically Zhang Jike's up for it. Short break here, and we'll be back for game 3. Don't go anywhere. We're back for game 3. Zhang Jike down 0-2 in games, starting off with the serve. And the body language of Zhang Jike seems dark right now. Yeah, some of these rushed shots are a sign of somebody searching for quick answers, trying to avoid too much physicality. Forehand flip still effective from off the table a little bit, breaking to the forehand side. Bringing back Ma Long's flip. The short stroke there from Zhang Jike. Touch game and snake from under the table, floats up and out. It was Zhang Jike who initiated the side spin. Look at that ball. Brings the racket around the outside. Puts a bit of side spin on it. Strong counter to the short side of the table. Ma Long just seems like can pick and choose where he wants to go and when he wants to go. This is what happens when you're sitting on top of the world. You dictate how it goes. Down below the table, heavy spin, deep on the table, low to the net, not leaving a lot of option for Zhang Jike. First ball there blocked deep into the middle. Look how low Ma Long gets the racket behind the head on that loop. Giant flash in the crowd right behind Zhang Jike. Now an injured player, we've seen injured players play others. Kamala Chanta Sharad Kamalachanta beating Simone Gauzy at the World Championships last year on injury. And that's a shot to finish it. A bit more pace inside out. The trophies these players are playing for alongside prize money and world ranking points. Again, it's early in the year, but the Super Series is a very valuable tournament to win. Any tournament on the Super Series. So an injured player tends to want to finish the point quicker, whether that's a strong opening attack or a very soft touch shot and then follow up with a strong attack. Long rallies are not to your advantage when you're injured. Anything that basically tests your stamina when you're weak. In touch with the power from down below the table. Love to see this one again, but might not have the chance right now. Second towel break of the game. Again, Zhang Jike demonstrating his touch. You've seen it on the service receive from that point in the mid rally.
Left 5-7.
Again, it's a very efficient, compact stroke from Ma Long, but when it comes back that quickly, the follow-up shot has been trouble. In game one, this is how Zhang Jike took many of his points. Finds the middle from that deep off the table. Zhang Jike still doesn't have time to get around this ball. And this has got to be the fastest counter exchange we've had yet this match. Zhang Jike being tested, both players grunting throughout until Zhang Jike finally goes back to fishing, playing some defense. The over the table backhand makes an appearance. You can see how low to the net the serve is from this angle. Ma Long's high toss, still spinny. It's got to be frustrating for Zhang Jike to be out here, feel like he knows what he needs to do, but just isn't capable at the moment. Huge ripping backhand. Ma Long, where does that power come from? He's off balance, a little bit out of reach. From off to the side of the body with a powerful backhand. And a big backhand comes right back, but a break off the top of the net. And with all that effort, still Ma Long winning 11-7. It's a 3-0 lead right now. We'll see if Zhang Jike can turn things around in game 4, or if the dictation will continue by the dragon, the dictator, Ma Long. Game 4 just after this.
Ma Long baut seine Führung auf 3-0 aus. Hat übrigens in dem gesamten Turnier bislang noch keinen Satz angegeben. Es ist 4-0 in der ersten Runde gegen Jonathan Groß, der durch die Qualifikation musste. 4-0 gegen den Japaner Koki Niwa und 4-0 gestern gegen Kai Yoshida. Jike etwas verletzt derzeit, hat ein paar Sätze abgegeben im Spiel eines 2 Sätze und wartet hier noch in diesem Halbfinale auf seinen ersten Satz. 0-3 zwischen Zhang Jike und Ma Long.
And we're back for game 4. Ma Long leading 3-0 now with the serve. Still guarded optimism here for anyone who wants to see this go 7 games. A strong start for Zhang Jike, though, to take the first point. Forehand flip too strong. Oh, an incredible attempt. Drop shot by Zhang Jike right off the bounce, and that finishing attempt from Ma Long. Look at this. Hooking side spin. Ball kept really short. Watch the way right there. He had backed his racket way off, but from under the table tries to float it up with some very disguised side spin right there, or underspin rather, in addition to that side. And unfortunately, if Zhang Jike gets that far from the table, I just don't think he's going to have a chance. More ground to cover. It's going to force him to play even more physically than before. There we go. The opening backhand, really getting the back into it. A difficult thing to do when that's your sore spot. Again, from below the table, if Ma Long had made that shot, it would have been difficult for Zhang Jike. A few rallies ago now. Chop block goes long. And Zhang Jike leading 4-2. Yes, this is history in the making. For those of you who don't want to watch the video from your cell phone, you can watch it live on ITTF.com. That guy was so busted. And look at this, Zhang Jike in the fourth game, not breaking 7 points yet in the game, or in the match so far, is leading 5 points to 2.
Next, 5-2.
Let very close to the net, trying to serve short to the forehand side. Excellent receive, touch shot left over the table by Ma Long. You can see Zhang Jike feels the pressure to finish the points quickly. Tries to flip it a little bit dead to the backhand. Fast long serve. Well anticipated. Ma Long believes he's got Zhang Jike coming in to use the backhand over the table, so he serves it deep to the backhand. Strong and open. The opening with a little bit more spin there from Ma Long. Zhang Jike's counter flat. It's going to be a lower percentage shot. That's 4 in a row for Ma Long. Timeout here. Zhang Jike taking the timeout. If you have a coach in the corner, timeout might have happened around 5-4. A little bit tougher to be thinking about coaching yourself while you're playing as well. But I think better late than never, and I think this is a good timeout for Zhang Jike. As far as service variation, a lot of signature serves from the top players in the world. If you look at Fan Zhendong's serve, a lot of people say he was inspired by that of Zhang Jike. Racket coming up near the head and then the reverse pendulum serve. Haven't seen a lot of that, but again, sometimes signature serves at the top level are the most familiar. Ma Long will not be fooled by it. Although we see some players do a similar motion and then serve long to the backhand. Can be quite effective and surprising. So out of the timeout, a quick timeout for Zhang Jike. We'll see what he comes back with. Serves long to the backhand for the point. It wasn't the reverse pendulum, it was the straight pendulum deep to the backhand. But you could see Ma Long had to back up. He was coming in over the table. Had to backpedal a little bit, didn't have time for a quality shot. Patient play. Zhang Jike watches the ball come off the table, spins it low to the net. The step around a little bit early, and he pays for it. Ma Long sees him turn the corner, plays it out a little bit more to the forehand side. And that's got to hurt. Really, Zhang Jike being tested. That's his opportunity. He has that ball. Could go to the middle or the forehand and win the point usually. Again, Feng Bo, no easy match in the last round. The fact that Zhang Jike is here and playing means he's willing and hopefully ready. And Ma Long continues to go on his rampage.
Next, 9-7.
Just 2 points away from moving on to the men's singles finals. And instead of going inside out to the backhand, tries to flip to the forehand. It's 3 match points for Ma Long, the Dragon, to move on for a chance to defend his title in the finals. Looks like an exhibition point here. The towel has been thrown in, a little fun for the fans. Counterattack finds the net. 11-7, 4 straight games for Ma Long. The Dragon, the dictator, continues to dictate this tournament and hasn't been stopped yet. Not a game dropped against his arch nemesis, friend off the court. But the thorn in his side over the years, Zhang Jike has been eliminated in the semifinals. And a tough way to watch. But still, no stops, no emergency breaks. That's right, we just got an oh my goodness from people looking at the score 7-4, 7-7. If Zhang Jike can't do it, we'll see what happens on the other side. We've got the other men's singles semifinals coming up. It's Zhang Jike, the champion from last week in Hungary, versus Vladimir Samsonov from Belarus, who took out Timo Boll yesterday and seems to be in incredible form right now at 39 years of age. Stick around to see who is going to challenge or attempt to challenge Ma Long in the finals. You're watching the German Open 2016. Stick around.
Kurz bevor es losgeht an die Copacabana. Ein hochkarätig besetztes Turnier ist der Abschluss gleichzeitig eines gemeinsamen Lehrgangs im Deutschen Tischtenniszentrum in Düsseldorf. Freitags, das ist der 15. Juli, werden die Olympiastarter und bereits qualifiziert ist ja Dimitri Ovtcharov.